Toyota 86 is a globally acclaimed sports coupe, the focus of a fast-growing, passionate fan base of owners worldwide. And in New Zealand, we race them in the Toyota 86 Championship. We're here at Pukekohe Park, the grand old lady of New Zealand motorsport. A super fast track with its long back straight, daunting fast hill and bumpy front straight. The track is built around the horse race track of the same name. In fact, the series started here just 4 weeks ago as the Toyota 86s ran in the support field for the Virgin Australia V8 supercars. Race 1 saw Connor Adam and Jordan Baldwin share the front row. In fourth place, Vodanovic and Natawa came together in the complex, Vodanovic suffering suspension damage. Adam shook off Baldwin and Ransley, who were involved in their battle for second place. Ransley then fighting off Hedge as they crossed the line. Race 2, and while Adam and Baldwin led the field, it was rookie Callum Hedge who got a great start and fought off the Aussie Klein. Vodanovic had recovered from race 1, but it seemed that the complex was cursed for him, as once again he found himself pushed off track. An ambitious pass by Hedge put him up to third and closing on Baldwin in the later laps. But it was Connor Adam who took race 2 and the win. Adam was off to a flying start in race 3, but this time it was Natawa in trouble in the complex. Hedge was using his favourite passing move to take fourth place and then moved to second. Ransley crossed the line though first, but he was demoted for a jump start, handing Hedge his first ever Toyota race win. So after the first round and 3 races, Connor Adam has 217 points. Callum Hedge leads the rookies and is second overall with 189. Baldwin 1 point back with Ransley on 174.
I knew Jaden had a time penalty, so I let him go so it wouldn't push me back, and then once Callum came by there was no point in fighting, and I knew what I needed to do and got it done. I think we just do what we did this weekend, just gather points, make sure we're always in front of the guys behind us in the championship, and I think we'll do well if we end up doing that again.
After a dominant season in NZ Formula Ford, rookie Callum Hedge has taken no time to find his feet in the Toyota 86 class.
Yeah, that was a really good class for me. It managed to build on what I learned in the Sangyong series, and I learned a lot with my engineer and data and stuff. So yeah, helped me develop my career a lot. I started racing in 2010 when I was about 6. Our family friends had go-karts and I tried it out, and luckily enough I had supportive parents and Dad invested in a kart for me to race. Yeah, the team's amazing. They always have the cars perfectly set up, and all the cars are prepared well before each meeting. My ultimate goal and dream would be to race some V8 supercars. That's something I've dreamed of since I've been little. So I've got a long way to get there. I've got to go through all the categories and learn a lot until I get there.
Saturday morning saw the 86 races in action for qualifying. Peter Vodanovic from Auckland set the pace in qualifying with a 108.442 on his second lap. But the times were tight, with series leader Connor Adam just 0.3 back. But in 7th position, Jaden Ransley would be second fastest, with Callum Hedge third, just 0.1 off the pole.
It's a huge comeback, and I'm just super stoked with the performance. And the team has put in a bunch of hard work to getting me here, so really, really stoked that we could pull out a good result.
We did some testing last week and we were all so close, and then that's the same in that session. Everyone was so close. Unfortunately, in the second session we were 5th, so we've got a bit of work to do in race 3, but I'm sure the team and I can make that work and we'll be up there.
Yeah, it looks like we've had a pretty good qualifying. Had a couple of issues with the clutch towards the end of the session, but we managed to get our laps in before that happened, which was good. So yeah, that'll put us in a good position for race 1 and 2.
Coming up, race 1, and we meet a young dirt track racer making the transition to tarmac. now for the first race of round 2 of the Toyota 86 Championship. Let's head to the grid. The grid then for race 1 sees Peter Vodanovic of Auckland in pole position. Alongside him, Jaden Ransley. Then race winner Callum Hedge from round 1 and Aaron Crichton. Campbell Stewart and Caleb Natoa. And then in position 7, Connor Adam, the championship leader, and alongside him, Brock Gilchrist. Then it's Connor Davidson and Jordan Baldwin in 9th and 10th. Jacob Cranston and Mitch Hughes just behind them. Then in 13th, Sam Wright, Leo Bolt alongside him, Justin Allen in 15th, and Tony Austin in the number 71 at the back. Here we go then, Vodanovic in the blue and black on the left-hand side of your screen, starts pole. Alongside him, Jaden Ransley, away they go. Good start from the first 2 rows. Jaden Ransley got a flyer and already has got his nose ahead of Peter Vodanovic. Now, this is going to be really hard for the Aucklander. Vodanovic has got to defend here. And Ransley trying to get into this left-hander first. They're side by side. Vodanovic just holding on. Brilliant stuff by the Aucklander. And a good, clean start to this one as we go on board with Brock Gilchrist. 15-year-old Gilchrist from International Motorsport trying to get alongside his teammate. That's Campbell Stewart in the 97. And as they head down the long back straight, you can see the field spreading out already, but it's Vodanovic in 2nd place, Ransley right there with him. In 3rd is Aaron Crichton as we go on board with Jaden Ransley, looking to the outside of the hairpin. Good defensive driving then from Vodanovic, and he's not going to get him this time, Jaden Ransley. Ransley denied a victory last time out here at Pukekohe when he jumped the start, so he is desperate to try to right the record books here today. Perfect conditions for racing as we go on board with Connor Davison in the number 95. You can see how bouncy this circuit is. Great suspension on the 86, but they really are bouncing across the road and trying to control the car. Now you see it as the leaders come through, and the top 3 starting to pull away, and the drone shots tell us the gap between the top 5, then another group, and then a midfield group, and then one group right at the back. So we've got racing throughout one of the strongest fields we've ever had. This the 5th season of the Toyota 86 Championship, and you really couldn't put an obvious favourite on this year's series. Back with Jaden Ransley, now to the inside. He tried the outside, and big time leaving the door open there was Peter Vodanovic, and through went Jaden Ransley. Well, showing his experience there. That was textbook overtaking at the hairpin, but Vodanovic comes back. Nicely done by Vodanovic, and he is not going to be denied. Ransley will have to build again, and as these 2 battle, that's just playing into the hands of Aaron Crichton, who's right there in 3rd place, and in fact, this group of 3 has now become a group of 5 as they cross the line again. Vodanovic recovering well, nicely done by Peter Vodanovic, his 2nd season in the series. Again, just using the curbs, but not upsetting the car to the point of slowing it down, and that's key. At the back of this group, in 5th place, that's Caleb Natoa, the rookie to the series, but look how close they are. You could throw a blanket over them as they head down that long, long straight here as we go back with Jaden Ransley. Will he have another go? Surely Vodanovic won't leave the door open again. He has, you know. And through goes Ransley. Well, that was too easy, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose a place to Aaron Crichton as well. Crichton, though, just stays there in 3rd place. And still a very close race, but now Jaden Ransley leads it. And can he build on that lead? Connor Adam, the championship leader, work to do for him. He started 7th. He's trying to make his way through, but there's not a lot of room. Back comes Vodanovic. He looks to the outside as they cross the line again. Important race this for Jaden Ransley. He's currently 4th in the championship with 174 points and would love to get a victory here for Neil Motorsport. Bouncing over the curbs again, Vodanovic losing a little bit of time there as he missed a gear because he's lost some places. He's lost 2, 3 possibly. And Caleb Natoa is also going through. And Caleb's going to get a pass on Callum Hedge, who'd already just got past Vodanovic. So big problems for Peter Vodanovic. Back comes Hedge. What a battle this is turning out to be. So in a blink of an eye, Vodanovic goes from pole position to battling for a midfield finish here at the moment. And through goes Natoa into 3rd position for now. Now we're on board with Jordan Baldwin. And you can see there's not a lot of room to get past the two in front of him as they almost touch for a moment. So tight at the moment here in Pukekohe. Great racing at this classic circuit. This, of course, was the venue for all the great 60s Tasman Series races. So these youngsters, as they go 3 wide across the line. Out a touch there, and the worst man to come off is Callum Hedge. Hedge heading into his namesake if he's not careful, but he gathers it all together, and he's going to get back on track. Well, that was good driving from young Callum Hedge. The Formula 1600 champion using all his skill there. Here's another replay. Just gets a nudge, it wasn't intended at all, and off goes the 17, and Callum Hedge, big moment for him, but something had to give with 3 wide there. Great racing, back to the leaders now, and as you can see, both Jaden Ransley and Aaron Crichton have pulled away, and Crichton looking for a way past Ransley, but Ransley's not going to give this one up too easily as they cross the line again. He gets into the middle of the circuit, and that's the smart move to do, and now we'll try to defend that left-hander. I don't think Crichton's close enough for the CareVets team, and he isn't. And the next it's the right-hander, but he's going to have to wait for the long straight. Vodanovic now under pressure from Baldwin. And oh, there's a crash out of the exit of 4. And that's Justin Allen, by the looks of things, turned round. That'll bring the safety car out. The 23-year-old from Fielding is backwards. Let's have a look at what happened. He exits 4. Oh, just hits the rumble strips. Oh.
I'm here. I hit the wall.
And he says, I hit the wall, I'm sorry. Well, polite as you like. Good racing, and luckily he's okay. That's how safe the 86 car is. Here's the restart. Ransley will lead them across the line again, but will have to defend again from Peter Vodanovic. Aaron Crichton still 3rd, Baldwin 4th. And in 5th place, holding on to that 5th place, it's the JJ Wallace car of Caleb Natawa. Look how close all of them are. If this is the way it's going to be all season, it's going to be a cracker. Campbell Stewart on board with him. What can he do in the 97? Down that long straight, time to think about it. Vodanovic looking for a way past Ransley, but on the inside goes Aaron Crichton, and that was a great pounce there by the youngster. And Vodanovic caught napping there for the 2nd time in this race. And the 20-year-old, originally from South Africa, now from New Zealand, doing a brilliant job of getting through and into 2nd place. So Aaron Crichton now with CareVets Racing will try and chase down Jaden Ransley in the closing stages. Ransley restarted well. We're back with Peter Vodanovic in 3rd position, trying to recover. This is the pole man, remember. He's got Baldwin all over the back of him in 4th place, so it's a 4-way battle for the win here. Oh, and Campbell Stewart in 5th place, almost losing it. He got sideways there, and here comes Connor Adam, who needs an opportunity to get some points. Adam not qualifying well, did not have the practice sessions the championship leader he wanted, and this could be the opportunity he wants now, as here we go, side by side. Ransley doing a really good job of staying in the middle of the road and defending his position into the right-hander. No chance of an overtake for 2nd place Crichton or this man Vodanovic. And Ransley showing his experience, his 3rd year in the championship. Last year ended with a bang for the 16-year-old after a big crash which wrote off the car. Ransley desperate to have a good season this year. One last chance then for Aaron Crichton. He comes towards the line, but it's going to be Ransley by a nose. What a finish. There's the checkered flag. And a brilliant race to start the weekend off here. For round 2, confirmation of the result. Jaden Ransley with the win. Aaron Crichton in 2nd place. Vodanovic did take 3rd ahead of Baldwin, Natoa and Stewart. Then Adam Hedge, Gilchrist, Hughes, Cranston, Wright, Davidson, Leo Bolt, Tony Austin and Justin Allen at DNF.
We actually got a really good start. We're up beside Peter going into turn 1, and I went side by side through 2, and then sort of trucked on behind him for a lap or 2, and then sort of got past him, which was really good. And then he had a bit of a fight with Aaron, which was good, and got me a little gap. But then Aaron was incredibly fast and caught onto the back of me, so I was just pretty much hold him off for the rest of the race. And we're quite thankful for the safety car, which gave me a bit of clearing space to Just have a breather. But yeah, it was really good to get a win for the team after the last round, which was awesome.
Carl was good the whole race really. Had that gap to Jade in the beginning and was able to catch that up within a few laps. So without the safety car, things could have been a little bit different.
So I managed to stay in first for the first few laps, but unfortunately I missed a gear and went back to around 7th or 8th. But had a good recovery drive to get back into third.
While many of the drivers here today cut their teeth on the kart tracks of New Zealand, Campbell Stewart was racing in the dirt. Formula Midget car racer was heading for the top of the dirt track standings and a chance to race in the USA when he took a detour and found himself here in the 86 Championship.
Did mini stocks down at home in Stratford, and then I jumped into a midget out of a mini stock until we decided to make a move to the circuit racing. So I had some fun doing that too, and having some more fun doing this. So yeah.
What's your motivation for moving to the tarmac?
Probably just like the growth in it, you know what I mean, and it's just at a good time, at a good age to try and do something different.
Now, racing on the dirt, that could have led to doing some racing in the States. Where do you hope this might lead?
Probably my biggest favourite one would be like NASCAR and things like that. So just get that good tarmac experience and kind of combine the both. But definitely all these other circuit guys they're always on top of their game. I knew what I liked for the dirt racing, but it's just the knowing what I feel should be fast, because it's just a whole different dynamic of racing. So it's just a whole different type of thing. Yeah.
Tell us about when you're racing at Western Springs, about some of the big stars that you raced against.
Yeah, like coming against Kyle Larson and Tyler Courtney. I got them to sign both my gloves actually because I'm a big fan of both of them. And Christopher Bell's actually coming this year, and he's my favourite man. So it was just so cool learning off them, and I've kind of carried the same coming with them, even though most guys are the same age as me now. It's they're still huge talents in this, and it's good to learn from what they're doing too, and just how I did with the dirt racing. So it was so much fun. Yeah.
Second weekend at Pukekohe, so you've probably got a bit of setup that you didn't have the first weekend.
Yeah, for sure. So I've come away that qualifying P5, I think. So I was pretty happy with that, and looking forward to the race. Just trying to get the elbows up and have some fun. Yeah.
Coming up next, Race 2 action, and we meet a dark horse at this historic horse race venue. Pukekohe Park is also a horse race track and training facility for thoroughbred racing. So we're better to meet a team that calls themselves Dark Horse Racing and the oldest competitor in the field, Leo Bolt.
Yeah, well, Dark Horse Racing was just a name that we came up with probably 5 years ago when we were go-karting, and I got involved with a young fellow and sponsored him after his dad passed away. We just developed the name and a bit of a logo, and just as a recognition of a group of guys having a good time, really. We rallied here in New Zealand for probably 8 years and won the national championship in Group N 3 times and overall championship once. We then started competing on the Asia Pacific series, and then for the last 2 years actually competed in half a dozen World Rally Championships. So we were racing, very classic rallies like Corsica and Portugal, Spain. So it was a dream, I suppose. Yeah, really, really fantastic. It's my first event. I'd never driven a car on a racetrack at all, and 2 years ago was the start of me driving cars on racetracks. How am I finding it? These young boys can drive fast, and for me, I'm 53, so I think the youngest in the class is 13, so I'm tapping 40 years on top of that. I'm running at the back, but I think I can develop and improve my times. How far that gets me up the field, probably a little bit, I hope, but I'm realistic. I'd like to just be closer on time, The car is a share partnership with my son-in-law, Andrew, so we set out to do 3 rounds each, which we will do. So I'm doing this round and the next 2 in the South Island. I think our goals for both of us are really to develop and just be a bit more competitive. The Toyota 86 is just another level above. It's very professionally run, more well organised, and obviously certainly there's a lot of youngsters trying to develop their craft in motor racing, and we just thought we'd have a go and see how we fared against them. Aspiration, I'd love to go and do Bathurst, do a couple of events in Australia. You know, you got to have a dream, and even at my age, you have to have a dream. You know, not ready to give it up yet.
The grid then for race 2 sees Callum Hedge, already a winner this season, in pole position for Carevets. Aaron Crichton alongside him, Peter Vodanovic and Caleb Natoa in 4th position. Then it's Jaden Ransley, winner last time out. Connor Adam, the championship leader. Brock Gilchrist and Jordan Baldwin. Campbell Stewart is in 9th position, then 10th. It's Connor Davidson. Jacob Cranston and Mitch Hughes are on the next row. They're followed by Sam Wright, Justin Allen. Leo Bolt is 15th, and Tony Austin in 16th place. Here we go then for race 2. Grid positions decided by their second quickest qualifying times. Hedge will lead him away, but not for long. His teammate from Carevets immediately alongside and past him. Aaron Crichton takes the lead. Vodanovic in 3rd place. And in 4th, just for now, is Caleb Natoa, the 20-year-old, as we've got 2 distinct groups now at the start of this one. But it is Aaron Crichton who leads from his teammate Callum Hedge, who's recovered well, in 2nd place. Into turn 4, once known as the old railway, and almost off the rails there goes Leo Bolt at the back, sideways as he bounced across the curbs. Down the back straight they go then. And at the moment, it's the 2 Carevets boys. There's Jaden Ransley, winner of race 1, currently in 4th position as they dive into the right-hander. And that was a brilliant start from the outside of row 1 by Aaron Crichton. The 2 Carevets boys going head-to-head in this one as we go on board now with Sam Wright as he's chasing down the number 98 of Leo Bolt, who was involved in that incident right at the back. Through goes Sam Wright, though. Wright, of course, starting his career in 86ers last year. Looking for a big season, so many of them are. And it's really hard to say who's the favourite for this year's championship, with the likes of this man, Natoa, who of course has already been looked after by Greg Murphy, man who raced here brilliantly over the years, and of course Kenny Smith. They've identified him from his Formula First days as being a future star. Formula First celebrating its 50th year celebrations, and they keep producing great New Zealanders. And Caleb Natoa is the next in line. Now, talking of youngsters on the way up, here's the Formula 1600 champion in 2nd place, recovering from pole, Callum Hedge. Already a winner this season in his 1st year. Both the Carevets boys scholarship winners. They did a shootout, an assessment at Hampton Downs. And as we go on board now with 3rd place, Peter Vodanovic. As they cross the line, he goes to the outside, and that's a smart move. This is good racing by Vodanovic. If he can hold this line and get alongside, and he has done, he may just squeeze through on this next left-hander. Oh, and he bounces over the curbs, just misses out. Hedge holds on to 2nd place. Ransley almost tries to challenge for 3rd, doesn't quite pull it off. But good racing. Vodanovic tried it. Whoa! And at the back, that's a big problem for the number 83 of Mitch Hughes. He bounced across the curves and came to an abrupt halt. And he's got it going again, has Mitch Hughes. He's 12th on the grid, but it looks as though there's damage. We'll take a look. And yeah, he goes onto the grass here, and that's when we caught up with him. Yeah, he's got damage, and that's where we saw him bounce back onto the track itself. So he'd already damaged the car by the time we saw him. They cross the line again, the 2 Carevets boys going head-to-head. This is going to be nervous moments in the Carevets pit, for sure. These 2 haven't raced each other that many times, and they're both gung-ho to try to be the number 1 driver in this Carevets team. Carevets being responsible for so many great drivers coming out of the 86ers in the last 5 years. As we go on board with Campbell Stewart for International Motorsport, another team responsible for creating great drivers. Campbell Stewart, another one of the youngsters coming up as we go on board with Jordan Baldwin. Baldwin nudging his way past Campbell Stewart. Nicely done by last season's rookie title winner, Jordan Baldwin. Big season for him. He knows he must score well, having done so well as a rookie last year. And amongst some rookies himself this year. Very competitive field, and one of the biggest we've ever had. Perfect conditions for racing as they stream across the line again. Jaden Ransley crosses the line, but he's under big pressure now from Natoa, who will try to do a similar thing that Vodanovic did last lap, but he's not close enough, and Ransley holds on. Down towards turn 4 they go. Down the back straight now. And the best way to overtake here at Pukekohe is to use this long straight and head towards the hairpin and look for an overtake, and that's exactly what Callum Hedge is doing, and he's stuck it in there. Nicely done by the number 17 to take the lead. Hedge with a textbook overtake there on his teammate, and Crichton drops down to second place, but the battle continues. These two are on their own now. Third place for Vodanovic is losing ground, and Aaron Crichton will want to come back as quickly as he can as they come up to the top of the hill. On board with Crichton now. Not close enough to go around the outside for sure, but he'll still try to force his teammate into a mistake. Through the S's, left and right, bouncing over the curbs. And now Crichton will tuck himself up as Gilchrist is doing the same a little further back. Gilchrist, only 15 years of age, but comes to his second year of car racing with a very impressive karting and car career already at 15. Watch out for Brock Gilchrist from Auckland as a car parked up there. That was the number 83 from earlier on. And Natoa losing out to Connor Adam in the post-haste car. Adam trying to get away from Natoa as we're on board with Caleb right now. But that was a good overtake from Connor Adam, who hasn't had the best of weekends so far, the championship leader. He'll need a decent result out of this one going into the feature race as they come across the line again, but it's not been the easiest of weekends for Connor Adam. But he has made up one spot already as we go back with the Tower Motorsports' Caleb Natoa. And just to put it in perspective, this is Caleb's first year in Tin Top Racing, doing a really good job in the opening rounds here of the Toyota 86 Championship. Still, the battle continues between the Corvette boys at the front, but it's Callum Hedge who has the advantage, but for how long? Here we go. Hedge will keep himself as wide as he can and in the middle of the road, and does so. And that means that Crichton can't get by here. But it's really close between these two, and if they keep battling like this, Vodanovic is going to catch up. And a spin! That's Jordan Baldwin, by the looks of things, gets spun around there. Not sure what happened, but he has to do it all again now as they come to the top of the hill and cross the line again. Let's have a look at the replay. Whoa, and that was Campbell Stewart. A little bit of payback, perhaps. And Stewart nudges him round. And that could have been a much bigger incident. Look, Gilchrist getting sideways, everybody avoiding action. And round goes Baldwin. There we are on board with him to see the 23. Here we go then. Aaron Crichton's going to try the same move that Callum Hedge did to him. And the Corvette boys are learning off each other for sure here. And that was a brilliant maneuver by Crichton to take back the lead. And it's to and fro between these two for Corvettes as they pull away from Vodanovic. And let's hope this battle doesn't get too intense, because every time they do an overtake like that, Vodanovic has got a chance to overtake. That's how close it is as we cross the line again. Crichton's mirrors will be full of the number 17. And in fact, he's almost trying to nudge him over the next corner. They've got to be careful not to touch, though. Tense moments for the pit crew and the team for Corvettes. They won't like to see them fighting this close. As long as they get to the checkered flag, it's okay. Back with Callum Hedge now. Where's he going to make a move? Time running out, and Vodanovic is catching in third place, and they are way ahead of the chasing pack. Closing stages, though, now. Crichton has to hold on. Here comes Callum Hedge to make one last try round the outside. He's not going to do it, but Crichton goes wide. Oh, no! Aaron Crichton goes wide and loses the lead. He holds it all together, doesn't hit the barriers, but it's going to be Callum Hedge who takes the lead. Where does he come back? Well, he's lost third place, now fourth place. Ransley goes through in fifth, and if he's not careful, Crichton's going to lose his top 5 position now, because through goes Natoa. And sure enough, what a shame as the checkered flag goes out for Callum Hedge, his second win of the season. Second place goes to Peter Vodanovic. Connor Adam makes it through to third place. Jaden Ransley is in fourth. and Natoa in 5th place. Sadly, Aaron Crichton all the way down to 6th place at the end of that one. Baldwin closed to 8th position after that spin, then Davidson, and Sam Wright rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, it was pretty tense up the front there. Had a few close quarters battles, and then Aaron in the end ended up falling off the track, which is a shame for the team.
Are there any team orders between the two of you?
No, all they said was hopefully get a gap and don't crash into each other.
Yeah, it was pretty good race, pretty comfortable up front, and then obviously Callum caught up and we had a good couple of battles for a couple of laps there, but then just got into the hip and just basically missed the break and overshot it, ended up on the grass and lost a whole bunch of spots.
It was a good race. I just kept my eyes forward and kept consistent throughout the race and managed to stay somewhat in the draft of the 2 Corvette cars in front, and then just in the end of the race I capitalised on their mistakes, so I was really happy with the result, yeah.
I'm really happy. We fixed a lot of the issues we had with the car yesterday and it's handling really well right now, so I'm stoked.
Looked like an intense battle out there.
Yeah, at the start of the race the car wasn't quite there with me. It was still coming on, but at the end of the race it was exactly how I wanted it to be, and it gave me something to fight with.
Coming up, we take a look back at the history of this grand old track and our feature race for round 2. Who can lead the series going into the Christmas break? Pukekohe Park first hosted motor racing back in 1963. The grand old lady of New Zealand motorsport has undergone many transformations over the years. However, it's always retained its reputation as Australasia's fastest circuit. The grid then for the feature race sees Jaden Ransley in pole position alongside him Peter Vodanovic. Then it's Callum Hedge and Aaron Crichton as they do battle again. Connor Adam and Caleb Natoa are on the 3rd row, then it's Jordan Baldwin and Brock Gilchrist. Further down, Campbell Stewart and Connor Davidson alongside each other. In 11th position, it's Sam Wright. And alongside him is Jacob Cranston. Then it's Leo Bolt and Tony Austin. And at the back, Mitch Hughes in 15th and Justin Allen in 16th. Here we go then for the start of the feature race, race 3. And the drone will give us an excellent view of who gets the advantage. And Vodanovic from the outside of row 1 gets a great start on Jaden Ransley, the pole man, and they're side by side as they go through the kink. And if he holds this up, he may just squeeze through at the left-hander. Here we go, it's going to be tight. Vodanovic holds on, they're side by side. Excellent stuff. How they did that, I'll never know. Surely something's got to give now as they go through 4. And sure enough, it's Ransley who holds on, but just for now as we go on board with Aaron Crichton trying to get on the inside of his teammate, Callum Hedge. Almost does it. Still side by side between these two. Great stuff. Ransley just holding the advantage, but by how much? All 4 glued together as they head down towards the right-hander. Brock Gilchrist will try to go around the outside. He's got Hedge on his inside. Hedge holds him off. Nicely done. A little bit of dust and dirt thrown up. No harm, no foul. But they're still side by side. This is great stuff by Vodanovic. And it's Auckland versus Christchurch at the front. Back comes Ransley. He noses ahead. The Corvettes boys are ready to pounce. They come to the top of the hill and across towards the line again. 3 wide. As Crichton takes to the grass for a second. Great stuff. Vodanovic finally takes the lead. Ransley's going to lose out here if he's not careful. But he just holds on to 2nd place. Great work though. And a great start to the feature race here. And it's only round 2 of the series. If this goes on all season, it's going to be a cracker. The 5th season of the Toyota 86 series. Brock Gilchrist on board with him again as he chases down Callum Hedge. Gilchrist, one of the youngsters, but of course Callum Hedge even younger at 14. But they're battling it out like 2 pros here at the front of this one. Hedge defends his position in 4th place. Oh, that's the International Motorsport Campbell Stewart going wide and giving a little bit of ground to the number 95 of Connor Davidson. They're still side by side as back comes Stewart. And through the next right-hander that's still going on. Stewart's got the advantage for now as they come towards the line. Back on board with Connor Davidson. He's got to be careful here, because if Stewart can hold this line, he might just squeeze through on the inside of the left-hander coming up after this kink. It's neck and neck between these two, but no, finally, Stewart has to give up as they head through the S's. Whoa, and a spin at the back. 2 cars going round. That's 83, Mitch Hughes. And behind him, Tony Austin. Austin not moving, but Mitch Hughes has got away. And the 83 continues. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, I think this started earlier. And in fact, Tony Austin got clipped beforehand. Then he took out Mitch Hughes. And that's what led to their accident. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, a little clip there. And that was what led to the pair of them going onto the grass. Sadly, for Tony Austin, going no further. Now, back to this battle between the Care-Vets boys and the leaders. They're side by side again. Vodanovic. These guys have been side by side throughout this race. Ransley's got the inside this time. Vodanovic will have to give in. Does. He slots in behind the leader, Jaden Ransley of Christchurch. Nothing between the top 6. It's literally a freight train here at Pukekohe. And Vodanovic, try as he might, just can't get on level terms with Ransley, who's doing a brilliant job. This is the view looking back from Jaden Ransley. Don't look in your mirrors, mate. You won't like the view. Coming up to some debris on track, which they avoid. Looks like some of Tony Austin's car left on the track. And somehow they make it all through. But look at this. Great racing as we go on board with Callum Hedge. He could win this race, and he's in 4th at the moment. Nothing between the top 4, and really nothing between the top 6. Somehow Jaden Ransley holding on. Vodanovic keeping one eye in the mirrors and one eye in front of them. Nothing between the top 4 as they cross the line again. You can see it from the drone. And it is starting to spread out a little bit. The top 4 pulling away as they fight each other. Great way to finish the weekend. Now, what can Aaron Crichton do from 3rd place? Up the inside goes Connor Davidson on Brock Gilchrist, who has to take avoiding action. Goes off the track for a second there. And that's good driving by both of them, good control. And Connor Davidson just about holding on, is he? Well, they're still side by side as they go down the straight. It's been a good race for Connor Davidson. He's been in the wars for sure. But he's held it all together and he's racing hard. Back with the leaders, and Jaden Ransley doing an exceedingly good job of holding on at the front. And everybody wants a piece of him. And here comes Aaron Crichton challenging for 2nd place. He's got through on Vodanovic. And if he's not careful, Callum Hedge is going to follow him through. That's exactly what Hedge is thinking too as they come down the straight. Looking back now at this battle for 2nd place. And Vodanovic has got the outside line. He's got to hold that line though, and he's desperate to hold on. And he's going to. Oh, look at them nudging each other. Brilliant stuff by Peter Vodanovic of Auckland as he holds on to 2nd place. But now Jordan Baldwin's joined the party. Baldwin up to 4th place now here in the closing stages. Callum Hedge loses out for Care-Vets Racing as we go on board. He's got Baldwin in front of him in the 23. He's going to try and challenge down the inside. Can't quite do it. And over the debris they go, but that was good racing from Baldwin. Gets a nudge there by Callum Hedge, and another one as they go through. And onto the back straight. What a race this is turning out to be. And somehow Jaden Ransley is trying to keep his concentration while all hell is breaking loose behind him. But this is superb racing here at the 86 category. All identical cars, and that's what makes the racing so good. We go back with Brock Gilchrist now for International Motorsport. And he's still involved in this battle with Connor Davidson, which has raged on all race long, and it's going to go all the way to the checkered flag by the looks of things. So little races and battles going on throughout this field. As they head out of turn 4 one more time. And that's a retirement. That's number 97, and that's Campbell Stewart, who is out of this race and pulling into the pits as we go back with Jaden Ransley, looking back at the battle for 2nd place. Vodanovic holding on. Aaron Crichton desperate to try and get past, but he stays in 3rd for now. Down the straight, you go through the gearbox now with Aaron Crichton. And this has been a good race by the Care-Vets boys. And it's not over yet. Vodanovic under massive pressure now as they come to the top of the hill and over the crest and down towards the line again. Ransley's got this. He's managed in that last lap to eke out a little bit of a gap. to second place for Danovich, who's got his own problems at the moment trying to hold on to that second place as they dive into the right-hand king one more time. And now you see how much the field has spread out between all the contenders. And Jordan Baldwin doing a really good job, having done the overtake on Callum Hedge. So we go back with Aaron Crichton for Carevets. It's been a good weekend for Crichton. Now can he finish it off with another podium he's on his way to? But here comes his teammate Callum Hedge. Is he back up to fourth place? Not quite. And again, we're with Davidson as these two battle out in front of him. There's no way through for him unless both of them go off. And that might be a possibility. Look at this. Baldwin losing out in the number 23. It's anybody's race, and Callum Hedge goes through to fourth place. But it looks as though these three have got the podium wrapped up. Hedge is going to have to work really hard to catch them. Can't see it happening. And as the leaders cross the line, it's any one of these three. Vodanovic again making a challenge on the inside this time. Won't do it. And Ransley holds on and holds the right line into the left-hander. Breaks now. Vodanovic right there with him. Ransley bouncing over the curbs. That's the right thing to do, as long as you don't bounce too heavily over them and lose grip. And Callum Hedge has done a really good job in fourth place. He is catching this lead three group. As we go back with his teammate Crichton. Crichton's going to look up the inside of Vodanovic. Vodanovic didn't close the door, and he's closing it now, but it might be too late. They're side by side as they exit four. And look at this. Peter Vodanovic takes to the grass. Nothing between them, and here comes Callum Hedge as well. What a finish we've got here. This is all playing into Jaden Ransley's hands, though, as he pulls away at the front. Over the hill they come. Side by side, look at the view back from Ransley. It's a three-way battle now as they cross the line. Four-way battle as Peter Vodanovic somehow holds on, but has he held on? Here comes Baldwin. Oh no! And wide and high and onto the grass goes the number 84, Peter Vodanovic. He gets back out on track behind Baldwin. But through goes Callum Hedge, and in fact, it looks as though the game is done for Peter Vodanovic. He's going to finish, I think, but it's going to be way down. Here's another look. I think he got the slightest of taps from Crichton, and that's all it took. Onto the grass he went. Now, he did get back on. Here he'll come. You'll see it here. Yep. But by then, he's not in a position to get around the corner, and that's when he loses out. Back to the front then. Jaden Ransley crosses the line again, but look at the pressure from Callum Hedge, who jinks to the outside for a moment. Third place is Jordan Baldwin. And just behind Baldwin, with the lights on, it's Aaron Crichton in fourth. Four-way battle to the checkered flag then. Jaden Ransley, who's led most of this race. Can Callum Hedge do anything about it? There's Stewart as they pass him. Campbell Stewart slowing down. He's not going to finish this race. Ransley holding on now. He's got to stay wide here. Callum Hedge goes to the inside, then the outside, back to the inside, and the switchback. Brilliantly done. And the Miles Toyota man loses out to the Carevets. Callum Hedge, because Callum Hedge played that one superbly. And if he's not careful, Jordan Baldwin could get past as well. Baldwin was third, he's up to second for a moment. And Baldwin has got him, great stuff. And sadly, Ransley goes back to third place, and if he's not careful, he could drop down to fourth here in the closing stages. And it's Callum Hedge who leads. Baldwin done a great job to get up to second place. And Jaden Ransley, who had led most of this race, is now battling just to stay on the podium. And the problem for Ransley now, for Neil Motorsport, is he's running out of time, and he's running out of pace too, because look at the gap. He's coming alongside Jordan Baldwin, but he's lost his lead dramatically, and it looks as though Callum Hedge has got this one. Back comes Baldwin. He's going to outbrake himself if he's not careful. He goes up the inside. And has he made it stick? They're side by side as they exit four. Hedge has got the lead. Ransley back into second place. Great stuff, and he's determined, is the man from Christchurch. But back comes Baldwin. Jordan Baldwin comes to the line. It's going to be neck and neck. Here we go to the checkered flag, and it's going to be Callum Hedge with his 3rd win of the season and his 2nd of the weekend to give him the championship lead. A brilliant display of racing. Jordan Baldwin takes 2nd place, Jaden Ransley is 3rd, then Gilchrist, Davidson, Adam, Natoa in 7th place. Vodanovic recovers to 8th position after going off. Cranston and Justin Allen round out the top 10.
Yeah, that was amazing. Probably the most hectic and most fun race I've ever been involved in. It was amazing.
3 wide down the front straight at times.
Yeah, 3 wides, dummy passes, everything seemed to happen in that race. It was lots of fun.
It was a fantastic race, and to come from 7th on the grid up to 2nd with 6 drivers that are extremely fast is a great result.
Is it this track that's creating the racing, or is it the level of competition?
I think a bit of both. I think this configuration with the long back straight allows for some good racing, plenty of passing opportunities, and I think the level this year and the talent and the depth in the field is fantastic. Every driver, there's 6 or 7 drivers that could win this championship.
It's tough. We had a really clean weekend, no damage on the car up until then, but we'll come back for the next round, fight stronger.
So, with 2 rounds gone, going into the Christmas break, it's the rookie, Callum Hedge, with the best Christmas present. He leads with 378. Connor Adam is 2nd with 364. Then it's Jaden Ransley on 363. Jordan Baldwin in 4th place with 348. And in 5th place, it's Brock Gilchrist. Early days yet, though, still a lot of racing to come from this year's series. Looking ahead to round 3, we take a Christmas break before returning to Highlands Park in Cromwell in January, where the 86 Championship will join the international drivers of the Toyota Racing Series. Until then, from me, Jonathan Green, goodbye for now.